Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you my review of the Mizuno Basara 001 in both leather and synthetic. The Basara is the latest offering from Mizuno, introducing several all-new features in a lightweight package. As we see with so many speed boot lines, the Basara is available in both leather and synthetic upper variations, but along with the uppers themselves being different, the stud patterns are also different, giving us two very different variations of the Basara. They're both great boots, but with something very unique to offer. The synthetic Basara offers a tighter fit, a common characteristic for many lightweight, thin synthetic soccer cleats, while still being surprisingly comfortable. It features a very Nike Mercurial-esque shape to it, but in comparison is slightly wider, making the Basara a great option for those looking for a thin, barefoot feel from their soccer cleats, but perhaps have slightly wider feet and don't fit into shoes like the F50 Adizero or even the Mercurial Vapor line. There's minimal break-in time required, as the shoes are pretty comfortable from right out of the box. Just keep in mind that they won't stretch much at all. The leather Basara features kangaroo leather in the forefoot and toe box area of the upper, with the midfoot back being made from the same synthetic material found on the standard Basara. The leather version is built on the same last, so the overall fit is very similar, meaning that it will have a tighter feel from right out of the box, where the major difference is that the leather version will have that ability to stretch at the front portion of the shoe. Some would argue that the leather version is the more comfortable of the two variations, but both shoes are above average when it comes to comfort, and you should go about choosing between the two based on your preferences when it comes to feel, as opposed to overall comfort, because like I said, they're trying to provide two different types of experiences. As far as sizing is concerned, both the leather and synthetic Basara run true to size. I wore my usual size 9 US for review, and the fit was perfect, so if you're looking to order a pair for yourself, go for your normal size for the best possible fit. The synthetic Basara is all about providing a premium barefoot feel on the ball, and it does so quite well. The Basara features an upper material called Prime Skin Synthetic, which is backed by an ultra-thin support lining material called R-Fiber Control. The two work together to create a thin feel for the ball with very little extra padding, with the finish on the outside being quite smooth, providing little to no extra grip on the ball, something that I personally don't mind. You get a very uniform barefoot feel across the entire upper that is honestly up to the same standard as current offerings from Nike, Adidas, and Puma. So if you were worried about the quality, don't be, it's absolutely fantastic. In comparison, the leather Basara offers a completely different experience. While I was very happy with the quality of the kangaroo leather featured on the upper, there just isn't very much of it. Because of this, yes, you do get that soft, high-quality leather touch on the ball at the front of the foot, but the midfoot provides more of a barefoot feel for the ball by way of the Prime Skin Synthetic upper. With that said, if you tend to prefer the feel of leather soccer cleats like myself, you'll most likely prefer the leather Basara over the synthetic version. While it's not a perfect layout, I much prefer the overall feel of the leather Basara over any leather F50 Adizero, a very popular model that I've personally ever worn, and to a certain extent the shoe reminds me a little bit of the Nike Premier, another shoe that I'm a big fan of. If you're trying to decide between the Mizuno Morelia Neo and the Mizuno Basara in leather, I would pick the Basara every single time. Along with the uppers being different, the stud pattern also changes depending on whether you go for leather or synthetic. One thing that I'll say about both versions of the Basara though is that the R-Fiber Control Liner does an amazing job of supporting the uppers. There's no rollover at all and the feel is extremely responsive. The synthetic model features a very aggressive stud pattern, which has only 2 studs under the heel and very few studs in the forefoot, a layout that is very similar to what we saw from the Nike Mercurial Vapor 8 and Vapor 9. On a nice field, the studs dig in extremely well and provide excellent traction. On harder ground though, the more aggressive layout isn't the most stable and is honestly less than ideal. The leather Basara features similarly shaped bladed studs in a more traditional layout. You'll find 4 studs under the heel and a total of 9 studs in the forefoot. The traction is great, and while it may not provide the same amount of extra grip that you get from the synthetic model, the more traditional layout is much better suited for a wider variety of natural grass playing surfaces. They're both great performers, it just depends on what you're looking for. Alright guys, that's it for my review of both the synthetic and leather Mizuno Basara 001. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. That would be greatly appreciated. And as far as these two models are concerned, I'm really happy with the new Basara line from Mizuno. They've done a good job with the synthetic model. It's lightweight, weighing in at 6.2 ounces, offers a very premium barefoot feel, a nice aggressive traction pattern, and it's just very comfortable overall. A great lightweight speed boot, a good competitor to the F50 Adagio, the Mercurial Vapor 9. If you're looking for something different or even just an alternative to those models, this is definitely something to consider. It's a great shoe. Now with the leather version, what I like that they did here is that they didn't just put some leather on the upper and call it a day. They actually created a completely different shoe by giving it a different stud pattern, which really changes the whole dynamic of how this shoe feels and performs. It's not as light, weighing in at 7 ounces in a size 9 US, but it's extremely comfortable. It offers that soft leather touch at the front portion of the shoe, and the traction pattern is not as aggressive as the synthetic model, but it still is going to provide great traction and great stability overall, giving you two very attractive and very high performing options from both the synthetic and leather Basara. Now as far as what my preference is, I think it would be the leather version, just based on me liking a slightly more cushioned feel on the ball. But again, they're both high quality shoes, both great performers, and really you should go about choosing between the two based on your preferences when it comes to feel. If you guys are interested in either of these two models for yourself, you'll find review pages to both shoes down below in the description, where you'll find the high quality images as well as buy it now links if you are interested in purchasing these for yourself. So be sure to refer to the description if you guys are interested in a pair. If you have any questions or suggestions, be sure to leave those down below in the comment section, and I definitely will get an answer out to you. Again, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to support it with a like. That would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all of my social media information down below in the description as well. And other than that guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and as always, thanks for watching.